Welcome, you guys. Go ahead and pull up a chair because I need to talk to you about the most famous card game in the entire world. Yeah, and how a little town right outside of Corpus may have just borrowed the credit. I'm not saying it's a conspiracy, okay? I'm just saying follow the cards. Well, show of hands, guys. How many of you have played Texas Hold'em? How many of you guys have seen it on TV? How many of you have lost money playing it and then you blamed it on bad luck instead of bad decisions? No judgment, guys. We've all been there. Texas Hold'em is the most popular card game on the planet right now. Like, it is the game of the World Series of Poker. It is the game you see on every TV screen in every casino from Las Vegas to Macau. Millions of people play it. Billions of dollars are won and lost on it every single year. Yeah. And somebody invented it right here in our backyard. And the question is, who gets the credit? You know? So here is what the state of Texas wants you to believe. Okay, in 2007, the Texas State Legislature, it passed an official resolution. A formal government document, signed and everything, guys. And that resolution declared officially that Texas Hold'em was invented in Robstown, Texas, a small town just outside of Corpus Christi in the early 1900s. And the whole world just kind of believed it. Encyclopedias picked it up, history books picked it up, and the internet ran with it. There's just one small problem. The resolution cited 0 sources, 0 names, and 0 locations within Robstown. 0 evidence of any kind. The document said, and I want you to hear this, that it was traditionally held that the first hand was dealt in Robstown. Traditionally held. No. That is a fancy way of saying somebody told somebody who told somebody who told a politician. And that politician was himself a native of Robstown, representing Robstown's own district in the Texas Legislature. Now, I'm not saying that that's suspicious. I'm just saying that if I wrote a resolution declaring that my house was the birthplace of Texas Hold'em, y'all would have questions. I mean, reasonable questions. Now, when you want to know the real history of poker, you don't ask a politician, guys. You ask the people who were actually in those rooms. And there is no one more qualified to answer that than a man named Doyle Brunson. Yeah. And if you don't know that name, let me introduce you. Doyle Brunson is called the Godfather of Poker. He is a 2-time World Series of Poker champion, guys, and he spent decades traveling every back room, every underground card game, and every smoky illegal poker den in the entire state of Texas. Yeah, and if anybody would know where this game was from, it's him. In his 2009 memoir, a book called The Godfather of Poker, he said this. And I'm going to read it to you slowly because I want it to land. He wrote, "Round about 1958, I learned about a game called Hold'em. Some thought Hold'em originated in Waco, although I've heard it said that Hold'em might have begun in Corpus Christi." Corpus Christi. The Godfather of Poker in his own memoir said that Corpus Christi, not Robstown, Corpus Christi. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. Doyle Brunson wasn't the only legend in that room. There was also a man named Johnny Moss, known as the Grand Old Man of Poker, 3-time World Series champion and one of the greatest to ever play the game, guys. Johnny Moss said he first played Hold'em in Dallas clubs around 1930. Not Robstown, Dallas. And then there was Crandall Addington, guys, another legend. And he said that the game was known in his circles as Hold'em Darling. Hold me, darling. I love that, guys. Back in the day, before it was the most famous game on the planet, someone looked at their cards, looked across that table and said, "Hold me, darling." And I think that we can all agree that that is a much better name. But I digress, okay? Anyways, the point is Waco, Corpus Christi, Dallas, Fort Worth, nobody, and I mean nobody in the actual poker world was saying Robstown. Not one legend, not one memoir, not one first-hand account, just a government resolution with no receipts. Now, I'm not just taking Doyle Brunson's word for it. I went to the encyclopedia. Yeah, Britannica. You know, the gold standard of verified human knowledge. And here's what the Encyclopedia Britannica says about Robstown's claim. And again, I'm going to read this slowly. A claim that despite being formalized in a resolution by the Texas State Legislature in 2007, has very little historical evidence to support it. Very little historical evidence to support it. Yeah, that's the encyclopedia calling out a state government resolution. On a scale of 1 to 10 for awkward, that's a solid 12, you guys. And here is my personal favorite part. Let's talk about the timeline. Yeah, the resolution says Hold'em was invented in Robstown in the early 1900s. Robstown was founded in 1907. The town barely existed in the early 1900s. So either they invented the most popular card game on the planet before they even had a proper town, or somebody's math is a little off. I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, let me be straight with you because that is what we do here, okay? Here's what the historians actually agree on. Texas Hold'em was definitely born in Texas, no dispute there, okay? It spread through underground card rooms and across the state, Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, and yes, Corpus Christi. In the early to mid 1900s, by the late 1950s, the legends, they knew it. They called it Hold Me Darling. They carried it out of Texas and into Las Vegas in 1963. Doyle Brunson, Amarillo Slim, Crandall Addington, they walked into Vegas with this game from Texas, and the rest is history. The first time the American public ever heard of it was a 1968 article in Life magazine, one of the biggest publications in the country. And even that article didn't mention Robstown. It called the game Hold Me Darling, Tennessee Hold Me, or Texas Hold'em. Still no Robstown. The truth is, card games grow organically. They spread through back rooms and illegal card dens and fishing boats and oil fields. Nobody files paperwork when they invent a card game, guys. Which is exactly why a politician from Robstown was able to walk into the Texas Legislature in 2007 and say, "It was us." And nobody could prove otherwise. I mean, it's clever, really clever. So the next time somebody tells you that Texas Hold'em came from Robstown, you look at them, you smile, and you say, that's what they want you to think. Because the Godfather of Poker himself said Corpus Christi. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to take Doyle Brunson's word over a government resolution with no sources written by a guy actually from Robstown. Every single time. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what was really going on in Corpus Christi while all of those card games were being played. And let's just say, guys, this city had a few other things going on that they weren't exactly advertising. Yeah, come back tomorrow and you guys are gonna wanna see this one. I'm Ashley with the Curveball, and I'll see you in the shadows.